Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to introduce Weintek's all-new cloud service, Weincloud. Weincloud is comprised of EasyAccess 2.0 and an easy-to-use remote monitoring service called Dashboard. To begin, I'll open my browser and navigate to weincloud.net. Within the top right corner of our homepage, you'll find a download link for our EasyAccess 2.0 desktop and mobile application, as well as a link to our EasyAccess and Dashboard Support Center. If you were using EasyAccess 2.0 prior to the release of Weincloud, you can log in using either admin or user credentials from an account on your original domain. Although, during this demonstration, I'm going to log in to my admin account. And I'd like to point out that if you're just getting started with EasyAccess 2.0, you can create a new domain using the register button. Once logged in, you'll notice that we have three sections on the left side of our display. One for Dashboard, EasyAccess, and Management. And being that the HMIs and users configured within this domain are applicable to both EasyAccess 2.0 and Dashboard, let's review the configuration of our User tab first. Within the User tab of the Management section, we can add users using the Create button in the top right corner, or manage users using the Edit icon on the right side of the user's status. Although many of the features may seem quite similar to our original EasyAccess 2.0 domain, I would also like to mention that the admin now has the ability to assign the role of superuser to certain accounts. A superuser can create new users or manage existing users with the exception that they cannot create another superuser. They can also add new HMIs to the domain within the Device tab or even configure user permissions. Now, let's take a look at our Device tab, where, as mentioned, we can add new HMIs to our domain using the Add HMI button located in the top left corner. We can also add folders to help us organize our HMIs. And by using the Move button, we can move selected HMIs or existing folders into a new folder. Each folder will be displayed within both the Weincloud domain as well as the EasyAccess 2.0 application. To transfer, edit, or display detailed information about a specific HMI, we can use the blue information icon on the far right. And above our blue icon, there is a green icon that will allow us to configure the properties displayed within our table. Although each HMI can be assigned to a user individually, this might be tedious if you have many HMIs or many users within your domain. A more efficient method would be to add select HMIs to a specific group within the Group tab and then assign this group to a user. To add a group within our Group tab, we can use the Add Group button. And to add an HMI to this group, we can use the Add HMI button in the top left corner after selecting that group. After adding an HMI and user to your domain, you can assign the HMI or HMI group to the user within the Permission tab. The Permission tab contains three separate sections that will allow you to visualize which HMIs a user can access, what groups or users are assigned to a specific HMI, or which users are assigned to a specific group. Within each tab, you may configure in what ways a specific user can access a certain HMI or HMI group. For example, if I disable Dashboard for a specific user on a certain device, then this user will not be able to access this HMI within the Dashboard section, or access dashboard projects that this HMI may be used in. If we disable EasyAccess 2.0, then this user will be able to view the HMI within the EasyAccess 2.0 application, but they will not be able to connect to, monitor, or control the device, which also means that they will not be able to pass through to a PLC. Although I'd like to mention that it is possible to allow the user access to the HMI through EasyAccess 2.0 while restricting access to the PLC by setting the pass-through option within the Permission tab to disabled. Now that we've seen the features accessible within the Management section, let's take a look at the options related to EasyAccess 2.0. Within the Domain Setting tab, we can enable special features like multi-user connections, which will allow up to 3 users to simultaneously connect to and monitor a single HMI through the EasyAccess 2.0 application. Or Project Name Update, which will allow the name of each HMI project to be displayed within Weincloud or within your EasyAccess 2.0 application. This feature is often used to determine if the project on the HMI is up to date. Within the Activity Report tab, we can also specify if we would like to subscribe to a daily, weekly, or monthly report related to EasyAccess 2.0 usage. As with our original EasyAccess 2.0 website, top-up cards, which are used to add additional data to your EasyAccess 2.0 domain, can be added using the Add Top-up Card button located in the top right corner of the Top-up Card tab. To receive push notifications via Facebook, Line, or WeChat, you can sync the HMI to an external service of your choice by scanning the QR code located within the HMI settings menu in the EasyAccess 2.0 tab. Once added, the HMI will be visible within the tab related to the external service. With device, user, and permission management covered, and the features available within the EasyAccess 2.0 tab explained, it's time to introduce Weintek's new centralized remote monitoring utility, Dashboard. Dashboard is a cloud service that provides a simple and efficient way to monitor data from one or more HMIs. This service will allow applicable users and the domain admin to create and publish a web page that can be configured to display both current and historical HMI data. Unlike traditional solutions, Dashboard is easy to use for individuals with little to no experience with cloud services that use MQTT. In fact, a dashboard project can be created in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Create tags within Weincloud's data source. Step 2. Configure widgets within a dashboard project. Step 3. Sync the tags within data source to your EasyBuilder Pro project. Currently, our dashboard service is only compatible with CMTX series HMIs that have an active EasyAccess 2.0 license. During this demonstration, I'll be using a CMT3152X, and I'll begin by selecting the Data Source tab within my Weincloud domain. Although before I configure the tags that we'll use within our project, let's review the configuration of our tag editor. On the left, within the item list, we can select the HMI or simulated HMI that we'll be using within our dashboard project. A simulated HMI can be used to test your current project while running an offline or online simulation in EasyBuilder Pro. And by using the Edit button in the top right corner, we can display a toolbar that will allow us to create new tags or groups associated with this device. To create a new tag, we can use the Add Tag button, which will insert a new tag with the default name and data type into our tag list. It's important to note that each device may have up to 150 tags. To change the default tag name, we can click on the tag and the entry fields will become accessible. Dashboard supports several different data types, including Boolean, integer, floating point, and string. The History drop-down list will allow us to determine if this tag's historical data will be saved. This feature can be used with up to 50 tags per HMI, and it is not compatible with simulated HMIs. And I'd like to note that in order for a tag to be used within a trend widget, the history option must be enabled. Historical data can be retained for up to 365 days. The interval is the interval of time in seconds with which the HMI will update this tag's data. To remove a tag, we can use the Remove button within the Edit column. We can also export or import a tag list by using the options available within the top right corner. The Add Group button will allow us to create a folder that we can use to group specific tags in other folders that contain tags within our list. To add a tag or folder to a specific group, we can highlight the group that we've created and use the Add Tag or Add Group button. When finished, we can save or cancel our changes by using the Save or Cancel button in the top right corner. Now that we understand how to configure tags, I'll add both a numeric and Boolean tag within the data source section of my CMT3152X. With that complete, I'll select the Project tab and use the Create New Project button in the top right corner to create a new dashboard project. I'll configure the project name and a brief description. And after clicking Create, our dashboard editor will open. On the left, you'll find a list of our widgets. There are 10 different widgets that we can use to display data. Above our widgets is a page section that we can use to add or remove pages within our project. A single project may have up to 10 pages. At the top, we have a small toolbar that we can use to undo, redo, copy, or paste items within our project. Although you can use keyboard shortcuts like Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V as well. The Replace HMI button will allow you to replace an HMI used within your dashboard project with a different HMI that has equivalent tags. By selecting an object, such as a widget or page, you can configure the properties of that object within the Style tab on the right side. The gear icon can be used to configure the playlist settings. If your dashboard has more than one page, the published project will automatically transition through each page according to the interval in seconds defined within the player interval entry box. The tab position drop-down list determines the location of the project tabs and playlist controls, but these controls can be hidden if you disable Show Player. To preview your current project, you can use the Preview button, and the Publish button in the top right corner can be used to create a web link that will allow applicable users or anyone with a link to view the finished project. Now, since I have both an integer and Boolean tag, let's create a value and lamp widget. To do this, I'll select my value widget, and while holding down on my mouse, I'll move to a specific spot and place it on my work area. We can use the small arrow in the bottom right corner to resize this object, and on the right side we can, as stated, configure the properties of this object. Starting from the top, I'll use the Select Tags button to configure the source of this widget's data. Within the Data Source menu, I'll select my HMI within the item list, and then select and add my numeric tag. Below the Data Source section, I can modify the other properties of this object, such as font, color, units, and I can even configure a title and a border around the numeric value within the center. Although today, I'm only going to enable fill, and I'll leave the rest of these properties at their default setting. Next, I'll add a lamp to my dashboard project, and configure the data source to my Boolean tag. And I'd like to point out that, unlike our value widget, the lamp widget can be configured with a specific image from our picture library. And certain images support the color change feature accessible within the lower right corner. Now that I've finished adding my objects, let's preview our project by selecting the Preview button. This will show us how our project will appear when published. The Pause and Play button, located on top, will allow us to pause or resume autoplay, which will change pages automatically at the time interval specified within the playlist settings. Other options include the ability to enter or exit full screen mode, and a separate option that will take us back to the editor. If I had more than one page, I would also be able to manually switch between each page by selecting the blue tabs at the top of my display. With my project finished, I'll return to the editor and use the Publish button to publish this project. During this demonstration, I'll leave Anyone with the Link Can View selected, and I'll click Publish in the bottom right corner. When prompted, I'll select Copy Link and View Site. Now, let's open EasyBuilder Pro and map these tags within our data source to a device within our project. Within EasyBuilder Pro, I'm going to select my CMT3152X. Although currently you can use any CMT-X series HMI with an active EasyAccess 2.0 license. I would like to note that in order to use Weincloud, you will need to use EasyBuilder Pro version 6.06.01.383 or greater. Within my project, I'm going to add a Codesys v3 Ethernet driver, configure the appropriate IP, and then import my tags. I'll close my system parameters and add some objects on my HMI's display. I'm going to add a bit lamp addressed to my on tag and a numeric object addressed to my output variable. With that configured, I'll select the Weincloud tab and click Dashboard. Within the following menu, I'll enable Dashboard and log in to my domain. Now, if necessary, I can configure the Keep Time Alive, which is the amount of time that is used to determine if the HMI will be identified as disconnected by the server. Within the Address tab, we can also specify an address for status and error codes, a buffer usage address to keep track of messages that have not been sent as they are stored in the buffer, or a control address to start or stop our connection. For now, I'll leave these options configured to their default setting and click OK. To sync our tags, I'll use the Sync button, select my HMI, and then click Sync, and then OK. Now I can readdress my tags to our Codesys PLC by double-clicking on the tag or by selecting a specific tag and clicking the Settings button on the right side. And once finished, our dashboard project is ready for use. Before I close our configuration window, I'd like to point out that it is also possible to import or export tags within this menu. This may be helpful if you're setting up another project that uses the same tag names within the Data Source tab in Weincloud, and these tags reference the same addresses within the same type of external device. Now I'll select my Project tab, and download this to my HMI for testing. On my PC, I can monitor my HMI through CMT Viewer, and we can see that these values are periodically updated on our dashboard project. Returning to the Project tab within Weincloud, I'd like to point out that after you create and publish a dashboard project, you'll find a quick link to your project within the Project Name column. And by clicking the three dots near the Published At column, a small menu will open that will allow you to edit, rename, duplicate, delete, or assign another user to this project by adding them within Project Permission. And it's important to note that any user assigned to the project should also have permission to access the HMIs used within, configured within the Permission tab. If you found this tutorial helpful and would like to see more, head on over to our channel to check out the latest technical tutorials. Feel free to check out our website as well for free demo projects, user manuals, and more. Thank you for watching.